Coming up on this week's Collegian Report, hear how a downtown business is bouncing back after a fire.
Plus, free pancakes and a chance to give back. Stick around to see how this seasonal event is bringing the community together.
And thousands of people came together to celebrate the university. Hear about the biggest one-day event in the Dakotas coming up. The Collegian Report starts now. Welcome back to the Collegian Report. I'm Ella Stiefvater.
And I'm Annie Witt. If you're driving on this road, you'll need to slow down. The speed limit is dropping to 25 miles per hour for a section of University Boulevard. It will change an 800-foot stretch of the road leading up to the roundabout. SDSU says the changes reflect safety practices for roundabouts. New street signs are installed and flagged for increased visibility.
Downtown Brookings is still recovering from a fire over semester break last year. The fire started just after 5 a.m. below Bros Fashion Boutique on Main Street and spread to the apartments upstairs. Firefighters worked for 28 hours to contain the fire, during which the building collapsed, damaging nearby structures. For over 8 months, the sidewalk in front of the business was closed. Surrounding buildings were also affected by the closure. Karen Burns with the Ugly Duckling said even though her business remained open, she lost customers.
We rely really heavily on walk-in traffic, especially during those summer months, and the sidewalk being closed was detrimental.
Now construction crews are cleaning up the area for a potential new building.
Fans got together before the Hobo Day Parade for a home game tradition. Wooden Legs Brewing Company has been putting on fan cakes for 13 years. Different organizations have a chance to volunteer at every home game. The event is a free will donation that goes towards the volunteering groups. This past weekend, the Girl Scouts raised over $400. Co-owner of Wooden Legs Brewing Company, Grant Mathiasen, says this event helps to build community around a good cause.
Well, the biggest thing is, it builds people together, brings them all together in the early mornings, but the bigger thing behind it is all the money we raise for charities.
The pancakes they make are blueberry and apple, representing blue and gold for school spirit. Mark your calendars for October 25th for the next fan cakes.
This past weekend, the streets were filled with Jackrabbit spirit to watch the Hobo Day Parade. This one-day event drew in hundreds of community members and students. They could see different floats of school organizations, athletes, and important community members. President Barry Dunn also made an appearance to show his school spirit. Hobo Day is widely considered the biggest one-day event in the Dakotas. The next Hobo Day is set for Saturday, October 24th.
SDSU Theater and Dance kicks off their theater season with the Diary of Anne Frank. A story of hope, hiding, and tragedy. The true story of Anne Frank and her family explores their conversations and thoughts as they hide from the Nazi regime during World War II. Casey Paredes, director of the show, said that it's important to remember it's about real people and their lives.
We see a lot of heavy topics. We see a lot of anti-Semitism, a lot of ideas of fascism, a lot of ideas of racism in this. But at the same time, the show is about their lives. It's not about their deaths. So what audiences should know is that it's okay to come and see this, and it's okay to laugh at the funny moments. Because really, ultimately, this is a story about 8 people who are trying to survive. Because as humans, we want to live, and we keep trying to live, and that's what they did.
Performances started Thursday. The next performances are Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 2 p.m. Students get in for free, and you can get your tickets at the box office or sdsutheateranddance.com.
Coming up, farmers are busy harvesting, but is this year's crop living up to the expectations?
And the Jackrabbit sport teams are heading down south. Jacob Brendy will let you know what to look out for.
The Collegian is SDSU's student-run newspaper. For 140 years, the Collegian has provided students, faculty, and staff with everything they need to know. You can pick up an issue on Wednesdays at locations all around Brookings or view it online at sdsucollegian.com.
Welcome back. I'm Ella Stiefvater with your Jackrabbit Ag Report. For South Dakota farmers, fall means the whirlwind of harvest. As the end of October rapidly approaches, many farms are seeing the results of a long year's work. Martin Davis, a farmer from Elkton, South Dakota, says that each crop has looked a little different this year.
We're a little let down on the beans. Always shoot for the sky, I guess, but it's just been struggling on the beans. The corn, we've been really impressed with the corn this year, setting new records.
While harvest reports vary across South Dakota, official yield results will be released by the USDA when the federal government reopens. The Animal Science Arena turned into a student carnival on Wednesday night. Students learned about many different opportunities within the Animal Science Department. Professors and students tabled for international travel, undergraduate research, judging teams, and part-time jobs at campus livestock units. Animal Science Ambassador Elle Ployer says that the event provides students with a look at what the department has to offer.
It's just a showcase of all the different opportunities that there is here, and I remember being a freshman or a sophomore, and compared to what I know now and what I know that I could have got involved in, I think events like this are really important to them.
Participating students also had the chance to receive extra credit for their animal science classes. And of course, the weather has looked a lot different this week. I can definitely feel the seasons changing.
Yes, the leaves are changing and it's finally starting to feel like fall. We have Emily DeCock with our weekend forecast.
Yeah, Annie, we'll get pretty cool this weekend, and today will actually be our warmest day of the weekend with sun and highs in the mid to upper 60s, but there will also be gusts up to 25 miles per hour. Tonight will be clear with a low near 43. Saturday we'll have highs in the upper 50s and see some clouds, and at night will cool all the way down to 36 degrees. Sunday we'll see sunny skies and a high near 60, and then at night we'll cool down again to the low 40s. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Emily. So even though the weather is cooling down from what we're used to, we still got some sporting events that are heating up.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We have some big-time rivalry games coming up soon. The Jackrabbit volleyball team is hitting their toughest stretch of the season with 2 rivalry matchups in 3 days, starting last night against NDSU. We pick it up in the 3rd set, with SDSU leading 2-0 off the right side. Madison Burr with the kill. That puts the Jacks up at 20-17. With SDSU still leading a couple of points later, Riley Martin sets up the attack from Burr again. That puts him up 23-18. Now to match point, Martin gets the quick dump from the middle to complete the sweep. Still undefeated in conference play, head coach Dan Georgalis says he thinks his team can use this upcoming stretch as a measuring stick.
We have 5 matches in 10 days, 2 of our biggest rivalries back to back. We're looking ahead a little bit this week so we can appropriately practice and train. But I was really happy with our performance and just kind of being present and thinking about this rivalry and one match at a time.
They now sit alone at the top of the standings, with their other big tests coming against USD on Saturday. First serve is set for 6 p.m. in Vermillion. Meanwhile, the SDSU soccer team came out with a 3-1 win over the Omaha Mavericks on Senior Day last Sunday, staying unbeaten at home this season. Jenna Malloy gave SDSU the lead in the 65th minute before Emma Brzezinski added another to put it away 3-1. They will also travel to Vermillion this weekend to face USD. The Yotes are 2-2-1 in conference play, while the Jacks sit at 3-1-1. Play will start at 3 p.m. The Jackrabbit football team beat the UNI Panthers 31-3 last Saturday on Hobo Day. The SDSU defense took over the game, with Isaiah Johnson getting his first interception of the year in the first quarter. Then, Chase Van Tol catches a tip pass for SDSU's 3rd interception of the game. The defense held them under 230 yards the whole game, which allowed the Jackrabbit offense to take over. Chase Mason had 2 rushing touchdowns while also throwing for 2. Head coach Dan Jackson believes his team has some room for improvement.
I thought we did some really good things as a football team. We're still looking for our highest level, but to be able to say that and come away with a 28-point victory is exciting. So plenty of areas for us to improve.
The Jackrabbits will take on the 0-6 Murray State Racers this weekend. And next Saturday, the Jacks will add another chapter to their storied rivalry with NDSU. A time has been announced for the 63rd meeting between the teams. The 2 will kick off at 7 p.m., on October 25th. It will be the first time in 10 years the schools will match up for a primetime game in Brookings. The Jacks have lost the last 2 games against the Bison, but the teams are even with 5 wins each in the last 10 meetings.
So a lot of rivalry games to watch coming up.
Yeah, the teams have been doing well so far. Let's just hope that they can keep up the momentum going into the week.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jacob. Have you ever had a pupusa? Learn how students shared cultures and enjoyed free food coming up.
Looking to stay up to date on news around campus? Collegian Media is SDSU's student-run newspaper, radio station, and newscast. From writing to anchoring, taking photos and videos, or selling advertising, Collegian Media gives students in any major the opportunity to get involved. To learn more or to see what's happening on campus, you can visit sdsucollegian.com.
Welcome back. Students gather to enjoy free food on Wednesday. The Latin American Student Association hosted a food fiesta. Students enjoyed chicken tamales, bean and cheese pupusas, chips, and more. Student Success Advisor Ari Limoges says the event was a great way to share a new culture with other students.
The purpose of this event is just to spread some Latino culture. I also advise the Latin American Student Association, and one of the big things that we like to do is talk about the food and all the fun things like that, so we just wanted to share that with anybody who was interested, whether they were passing by or they were told about it. We just wanted to share a little bit of our culture with anyone who's interested.
To find more events from LASA, you can go to sgstate.edu. That's all for the Collegian Report this week.
You can stay up to date with the latest news at sdsucollegian.com or by following along on social media at SDSU Collegian Media.
Thanks for watching.